All right, guys. In the bottom left, the last remaining Swede. Fitting the color of the country, of course. It is ThorZaIN representing the human race. And another undead of this undead festivity days for Spain. It's VortiX.
You know, I told you about their stats in StarCraft. At least a silver lining here is that every series was 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, 1-3, 1-2. And only one of them was a 2-0. So even though it was a 6-0, they played close series, and we're hoping for that here. We've had only clean sweeps so far today, even though the first 4 matches were best of 3s, and only that last one was the best of 5. It would be nice to get a 5-mapper here, perhaps between these two. Like I said, I do think they're pretty well matched against one another. ThorZaIN, going back to his build orders, always very unique, always well researched. There's a few details that he's going to do differently than other players here and there. I know that for a while he was really big about Paladin Rifle, but it kind of fell out of fashion because it's just kind of bad against Cryptlord Expo. It's almost like a build order loss. So I don't expect him to bring that out too much. Maybe in one of the maps, like let's say if VortiX was to play 2 maps in a row, Death Knight first, and then the 3rd map is a bad Cryptlord map, maybe. But it's Archmage for now, and ThorZaIN, one of the builds that he really likes is to go 2 farm, tech, rifle, and then expand on tier 2.
Yeah, that's something we see from almost no other human, especially in this matchup. It's either one base or early expo. ThorZaIN is different. He has a very own idea. He was so good with the Blood Mage, though, and saving the rifles. I would have loved to see that maybe down the road as a pocket strategy. On the other side of the map, we have a Death Knight, ladies and gentlemen. No Crypt Lord here. The Beetle time is over. VortiX not the biggest fan as it seems. ThorZaIN threatening a last hit, but the coil was there, so he takes out the first creep. So far, so normal. Ring for ThorZaIN. Todd, are you cursing the humans again?
My very presence curses them, yes. And look at the tech timing. It's so fast for ThorZaIN. It's like just a few seconds behind that of VortiX. There was a really cute move in the start, actually. ThorZaIN started moving out, he sent 4 militia, and he kind of ran right a little bit. I wonder if he was maybe trying to fake that he was going to rush for the expo, hoping that the Acolyte will leave immediately towards the top. Because then if you convince yourself as the undead, like, oh god, he's expanding fast, I need to go there, that would be pretty bad against a human that's just creeping the small green camp first and foremost. But VortiX, he was careful, he stuck around with his Acolytes, now he sees the tech, might be able to confirm its rifles, and he can already starts figuring out exactly how he wants to play against this, because there's multiple styles. Like, do you go Dark Ranger 3rd? Do you go Cryptlord 3rd? I know VortiX really likes Cryptlord 3rd for Impel.
Yeah.
But against rifles, you can just go Massa Bombs, or you can play more Fiend heavy, like Happy does it with Banshees.
Yeah, that's true. I really like this opening by ThorZaIN because, I don't know, since 120 brought it up, I sound like a broken record sometimes, but this 6 Skeleton Harass onto an expansion on Northern Isle seems like the perfect timing for the Skeleton Harass against an early expansion. And by going tier 2 and maybe then expand, ThorZaIN takes this big weapon away of the undead army. And it's not easy to attack him at the moment.
Yeah, VortiX, I think he's probably not too unhappy with the way this is going here. Like, he's just being harassed a little bit. He sees that there's Archmage level 2, but he knows the Archmage is not creeping. But all like, he can't really creep himself. So usually you don't really mind so much. You can just wait until you have the 3rd Fiend, and once you have that 3rd Fiend, that's a big power spike against any kind of like low footman army like this, because you can start doing a lot of damage to them, and that's really when you push the human player back, and you can start creeping quite a bit more.
On the side of ThorZaIN, we see the first rifleman. Techs are about to finish. Last hit chance, maybe. Huh? VortiX closing in on tier 2, on level 2 now. Fiends are kind of hurt, but mana management for VortiX, I think, is very, very good. Never uses a core when he doesn't have to. Put one on the Archmage to pressure him a little and let the mana regen work for him a little more. But he has still 2 more. And I totally agree. This looks good.
And look at how fast this castle tech is here by ThorZaIN. 3 footmen, 1 rifle. He started his tier 3 slightly before the undead did. Oh my god, I've never seen that ever. Even Blades doesn't necessarily do it this greedy. This is such a fast castle. It's like you want your third hero quickly, well, so do I, and I'm gonna get it maybe before yours.
Isn't that exposing the human to a lot of power spikes by this undead? Like, don't you need more stuff to defend Lich and more Fiends?
I think, well, he's gonna have less of a fighting capability in the middle of the map. But other than that, I think it's fine. As long as he doesn't overextend, you know, like run to the other side of the map and start fighting undeads. Maybe if there's a Death Knight level 3 quicker, then he can start leveling his mount tanking or be in like a really good position. The only difference is that, yeah, you have less units. So just be careful with your fighting in the middle of the map. But I don't think that VortiX will necessarily be eager to fight. At least up until he has Death Knight level 3, which should be coming from that Tusker camp here.
Alright, that's a big item for VortiX, of course, but he doesn't want to expose his Fiends to the Stormbolt, because every Stormbolt is in good hands, almost a kill at this point. So he takes out the Null Overseer in the middle, uncontested, and Flute of Accuracy is the best reward he could find. Yeah,
when you're going Rifle, this is amazing. ThorZaIN is forgetting a couple farms here. He had to force the last one, and now he's on 40 out of 42 with no farm starting. There it is, finally starts.
Are under attack.
So that's going to cut his rifle production a little bit. I guess that's like the last rifle that he will make anyway, because then he's going to have to get third hero and be on 50. But now he gets creep jacked in the center. This is a good timing. Oh my god, the great... Oh. That was
so much
not the
damage.
ideal scenario.
That was so much damage out of nowhere. DK was super close to the Archmage. Boom coil, boom Nova, and instant TP out. VortiX finds the heal wards, and you said it, man. 3 Fiends, 2 heroes, let's power creep. And what better to power creep than a heal ward behind it when you delay your stat use a tiny little bit for the tier 3.
Yeah, you see, VortiX saved mana. Like, he wasn't coiling much his units while he was creeping, so he had full mana running into the center. And he made him literally Town Portal with the first coil that he threw. I think the problem was that ThorZaIN's Sentry Ward was a little bit too low, so we didn't see this coming, so he really got caught off guard here. He had already taken a bunch of damage from the creeps. And now it's going to be tricky for him to, like, manage to stay really careful, because he does not have a Town Portal, but he still has that very important ward in the center with which he sees that VortiX is creeping himself. And yeah, Paladin is well on the way. Look at this, he's forcing an Arcane Vault, so he might choose to grab a staff and an orb pretty quickly here after that Paladin finishes. And the wards, they tell him to pull back. Look at this.
That's so good. Yeah, great positioning, for sure. But I've heard so many times that human can't survive on one base against undead. What is the point where you're not competitive anymore with the undead army?
I don't think there is one. It really depends how the game is going, like, you know, in the start and then in mid-game. Like, this really will tell us who's ahead. There is not really a ton of comeback mechanic. I think on either side, if you fall really far behind, right now it does feel like VortiX is slightly ahead, but not incredibly necessarily, especially because of the flute. So both players, they can try to get lucky with items. You know, they're going to be creeping quite a bit. I mean, we hear many things. I've heard many times that Rifle in a Fire were really good against undead. So, I mean, let's find out, see if that's really the case here.
Yeah, many times across 1 week, that's for sure. I was there, WCG 2019. We get a Dark Ranger. It's not the Pit Lord, as he doesn't have to break an expansion. And it's no Crypt Lord, because that might take a little too long. So we got Silence against the hopefully soon-to-be high-level hero combo of ThorZaIN.
Claws +9 for the Lich. Orb and Staff ready for ThorZaIN. What does he go for?
DK.
Also the Death Knight first. He's sending in Militia.
Not too sure if that's the right target. Frost Armor dispelled now, but first kills definitely go towards VortiX. Heal ward in the back. Can it be attacked? Yes, it can, but that forces another Nova, and that's more kills. The Dark Ranger is paying off big time. Summons new skeletons here, putting in more pressure. Destroyer is great against the Water Elemental. Fiends are starting to hurt, but there's more coils to come. Holy Light, okay. Maybe that was unexpected. Stormbolt ends up on that. Fiend almost a surround. Orb of Fire working against it, so the coil isn't too effectful.
VortiX lost 1 unit so far and he's killed 9.
Yep.
So it's going pretty well for him. ThorZaIN thought that this was his power spike, but he doesn't have mount tanking level 3. He's trying to go for the Dark Ranger. Oh, the Greater Healing gets transferred and gets used. ThorZaIN is losing everything, and VortiX is absolutely acing this fight here.
This Black Arrow, oh my god. What a value this Dark Ranger had. And now he can't really reach the heal ward anymore. The duration of the heal ward is over, and this Archmage is just absolute toast. VortiX. Crazy good late game here on Northern Isles.
Yeah, Remo, I don't know why ThorZaIN fought before in a fire here.
If only he had waited. Yeah, normally the human doesn't want to fight so early. I mean, in this case, it was really clear that VortiX had the advantage with the level 3 Lich, who also had some really good damage items. So it's level 2 Nova against only level 1 Stormbolt. Fighting on tier 3 with only level 1 Stormbolt. Not what you want, but VortiX did well. He controlled the map ever since that Creepjack. With that Creepjack forcing the TP, ThorZaIN didn't have the luxury to try to avoid his opponent, go into the corners, maybe creep red camp, maybe the Scorpions or something. No, he had to stay safe outside his base. He couldn't go too far because he didn't have that TP and couldn't afford to rebuy it. So that Creepjack in the middle of the marketplace was super painful and something that VortiX never was able to recover from.
Yeah, I think it may have been better for ThorZaIN to get the marketplace item first, then go to the shop, because he would have been further out. And I mean, both items are pretty important, but yeah, he would have been closer to his base, and it would have been easier for him to see VortiX coming. And then if you see him coming hot with that Death Knight level 3, you can choose to already like fully pull back and disengage. But yeah, the Archmage TPing really broke the rhythm because he didn't have the item yet. So it was like a waste to go there and try and get that. And after that, he's just struggled creeping. Like you have to go right, like you go back left. The creep routes are really awkward on this map, depending on how you've crept your first hero and then the second one with the battle for the center as well.
It's kind of interesting to me that Northern Isles was the first pick of ThorZaIN. That goes against the meta for sure. So
yeah,
now we go into
what is
that?
He didn't play standard meta, right? He didn't go for the fast expo.
Yeah,
the fast expo is where this map can just break your neck in like 5 minutes. If you get off to a decent start, if you get level 3 AM pretty early, which he unfortunately didn't have, if you steal some big items, if you get to creep level 3 MK without harass, and then you have some camps left for the pally, and you get to like 60 supply without losing too much, can be a pretty good map, but that's not where we went. That's not how ThorZaIN VortiX keep on mixing up those names. Not how VortiX played it. VortiX, I think, controlled the map really well here once he got that TP forced.
It's hard after a game like this to really tell yourself that there was just a mishap and like, you know, you should still stick to the game plan that you prepared on every map. Like this was just super one-sided for game number 1. I kept calling, you know, like it's close between them. We're gonna have 5 maps. After that game 1, I'm getting worried, but hopefully ThorZaIN has like other stuff prepared depending on maps, and we're headed to Conceal Hill. That style is also viable there, but I just think maybe he overestimated the power spike that you get from getting orb and stuff and just those hero levels. He needed to play more conservative because he was just behind on levels, I guess.
All right, let's see where this series leads us. Will we have another clean sweep? I've had enough of this. We go onto VortiX's map. That is Concealed Hill. Loading into it right now. Would be very, very comfortable for the KPI gaming player if he just takes it like this. But ThorZaIN came in with quite some confidence. And let's see where this leads him. CH second. Guys, upper right in the yellow, we got ThorZaIN trailing a map, but not without chances for sure. In the bottom left, the champion of ESL, Spain, winning the final against his brother Lucifron. It's VortiX. So, any changes so far? Not yet, I believe.
Yeah, no, ThorZaIN's playing fast Altar. I'm a little bit surprised because he was one of the guys that was playing Crypt Lord a lot and doing really well with it. But it seems like, unlike many of the undeads that we saw today, he's abandoned it. At least for now. And this should just be a standard, quick Death Knight, a little bit of creeping and then some harassment. And knowing that ThorZaIN does not really go for fast expansion very often, there's a few adjustments you can make as undead, you know, like there's not as much urgency to go on the other side of the map and harass. You could just creep yourself a little bit more because, you know, against one base human that's playing rifle, there's the same thing as when, you know, Night Elf pushes their Demon Hunter quick to level 3 because they know it's going to be a Naga second and they can like do well against that. It's the same thing here. You push your Death Knight to level 3, and then if you can get that before the Archmage gets level 3, you're doing really well, and that's what happened last game.
Okay, let's see. We got, of course, big red spots here on this map. Let's see where who gets the one in the middle. Should definitely be a fight over it. We got once again an Archmage, no Pally, no rifles, no MK first, and a Death Knight.
Player's forces are under
Crazy
attack.
Lich first, no Cryptlord first. Back to standard, but okay. I thought for a second he's moving out, but it's just for the critter. Both
town
starting
is
off
under
standard.
I wonder if an expansion on tier 2 might be an option here for ThorZaIN, but the way he played last game, I think, was okay. It's just that Creepjack in the center really messed with him, and after that, it's very hard to recover. Like, you can't make one mistake at this level.
Under attack.
You're gonna get punished really hard for it, otherwise he invested so much into his tier 3, and again, this is the fast tech. Look at this. He's even ahead this time. Last game, he was behind a few seconds on the tier 2.
Yeah, after years and years and years of seeing Human trying to catch up in tech, this is really refreshing to see from ThorZaIN. Also, there was this little mistake where he built his farm too late, so maybe he needs a little bit of time. He, I think, lost the first game against the Muslim as well,
A player's
and then came
forces
back
are
strong.
under attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Archmage Harass, a little bit Fortitude style. Can't prevent level 2 though.
Oh, the Archmage looking to try and score some skeletons here. Human, like, he's reversing everything. He's the one supposed to get harassed.
Yeah.
He gets to the other side of the map, kills a bunch of skeletons. He's like, who's getting bullied now? This ain't high school anymore.
A town is under
VortiX,
siege.
by the way, really good at this denies, even though it's just 12 XP. It's about every tiny little
player's
thing here
forces
in
are
the
under
quarterfinal.
attack.
Once again, we see an early blacksmith. So early rifles as well, and VortiX couldn't go for the tiny turtles. So ThorZaIN is getting at least a little bit of XP out of this.
He's going across the map here, looking to try and score the green in the top left. I wonder what ThorZaIN will do after this. I mean, the base of VortiX is well protected, even going for the shop. Like, you will get shot by the Nerubian tower, ghouls will get pulled, and be very annoying to deal with. Maybe stealing the shop of VortiX might be the best choice, but remember, he has only 3 footmen. ThorZaIN hates footmen.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, if you could make any build viable where you skip barracks and you just like go lumber mill, then you rush like sanctums or castle, I'm pretty sure he would do that.
I mean, he was the biggest fan of Pally rifles, right? That's a build where you skip footmen.
Yeah.
This feels like a lot of wasted time for ThorZaIN, and VortiX creeping this Overseer. I didn't expect that. And ThorZaIN doesn't smell it either. ThorZaIN outsmarted here.
I actually think that ThorZaIN is the best Pala rifle player in the world. And you know what I mentioned earlier before the first map? I do think that if VortiX wins 2 maps, or like if they play 2 maps in a row where VortiX opens Death Knight twice, there's a good chance that in the 3rd map, ThorZaIN is going to say, well, he's only playing Death Knight and Standard, so maybe it's time to bring out the Pala rifle, because it's really only against Creep Lord that you're worried. Archmage almost level 3 here. That skeleton gets it.
Okay. Now they find themselves. We got a Claws of Attack +9 once again. Lich is getting quite some gifts here in this series. That's such a weird creep pattern by both of them, of course, adjusting to their styles. We get the Mountain King. Again, we see the Lich again. And again, the Mountain King is a little faster. This time, though, ThorZaIN stays a little longer on tier 2. And therefore, VortiX textiles.
He's gonna expo, look at this. He's sending peasants to the expo. Oh my god, VortiX is gonna scout it with 1 low HP skeleton. No, it's gonna expire before.
But he sees the movement. It's night.
Yeah, he might be able to see. I see those peasants if he was looking. That's a big piece of information. He can just keep sending skeletons, because ThorZaIN's really low on wood, actually. You see spamming peasants right now to try and catch back up. And ThorZaIN's gonna pull the center creep. Oh my god, this is so greedy. He's expanding without protection, and he's doing the most risky camp on the map.
And VortiX is just a few meters away. The High Priest is helping him by healing up the Rock Golem.
Oh my god, VortiX doesn't know.
Greater healing, yeah. If they watch the replays... Oh boy.
He gets Hood of Cunning, additional agility and intel for the Mountain King.
Not what he was looking for, but man, that is a big piece of the map. And I guess VortiX will see it now. He sees the corpse, like, what?
He's like, how dare you?
How dare you? But he wasn't scouting in the middle. Wasn't
Where
sure.
is he?
He's trying to get the Drake as well, but this time he's gonna get punished for it. He must get punished for it.
He's gonna know where ThorZaIN is because of that betrayer priest. But the Drake. Okay, Lich steals it actually.
Wow,
That's
sick.
a roll of Magi on the Mount Hacking Archmage is getting targeted. Doesn't quite get coiled. He went for the save on the Fiend here. Archmage hesitant to come back. The creeps in the back of ThorZaIN doing so much damage. And remember, he's solo on arm because he's expanding very quickly here after reaching tier 2.
Oh no, and he can't really fall back into the expansion. Again, it's a creep jack that might break ThorZaIN's back. Long range storm bolts, okay, but with what do you do the follow-up damage? It's so risky. Speaking of risky, Archmage also very, very low. Mountain King in the middle of everything, grabbing the attention, distracting a little, but one spell and the Archmage might be dead here. It is buying time for the expansion, at least a little bit. Is he towering this up? No, Fiend is pushing pressure on it already. Militia are called, but sent back.
Yeah, ThorZaIN is in trouble there. He needs some priests to heal up his Archmage. Even a single coil from the Death Knight here could be a danger if he gets attacked as well a little bit. Lich has a class +9 as well. And that Mountain King level 1, that's the big problem here. As much as he went for the center item, he didn't get a very good one that's going to help him a ton. And that kept Mountain King on level 1 because he had to creep that and fight with both of his heroes.
He was very hurt. A couple of reinforcements were intercepted. I love that VortiX is going for backpack to bring him the orb. That's going to be such a sick power spike. He gets Destroy upgrade as well. The Frost Armors are always on point, and ThorZaIN was about to be nuked, but is able to dodge that one. But for how much longer is the question. He's diving with the DK. Frostmourne hungers.
Is that ghoul going to help get a third hero? Yes. Could be the most useful ghoul of all time. Brings orb and helps by another hero here. But yeah, VortiX has to go back here. He used all of his mana. This is... I think he can just run away maybe, and maybe even save that thing. Yeah, Frost Armor comes in. VortiX still trying to get that Mountain King. He almost has a coil. He has a coil, but not enough damage now.
He's still getting units. He's still getting a lot of units.
Dark Ranger against the low unit count with orb, with Black Arrow. I think ThorZaIN just cannot hold anymore. He's going to have to restart Mountain King. He's got way too many peasants on the Expo mining.
They can't really help, indeed. No Sim City at all. Floodgates open. Level 4, level 3. Double G's. VortiX. 3 match points in a row. And same pattern. Game is looking okay. Then there's a creep jack. And then the game falls apart.
Dude, but how much can you greed it up? Holy smokes. Like, some of these plays, getting away with them is pretty nice, but if you're playing against someone like VortiX, isn't it just a matter of time before you get punished? He went for the red camp creep like the Overlord, which was kind of risky. That worked out, okay. Then he goes for the fountain creep, he got punished there. And he also went for the expansion, which also in itself can get punished. That was a little too much risk-taking for my taste. And also the MK's leveling severely under-prioritized. He never got to level 2 there.
I think, yes, it was greedy, but if you think about what happened game 1, he played a one-base style. Against the one base, it's very common to just creep. And creep safe on your side of the map if you're the undeads. So that you build up your own army and then you go fight. Eventually with the strong heroes and with just a tier 3 army against the opponent's tier 3 army. You're not in a rush to get into a fight necessarily. Especially now because he was behind on hero level for a while. So ThorZaIN probably thought he was really safe. He grabbed the center creep and then he's like, oh, I can get away with getting the fountain now. I'm going to work towards getting Mountain King level 3. But for some reason, VortiX, he saw that body in the center and he's like, no, not on my watch. I need to punish you right now. And then he went to look for him and he creepjacked him at the worst moment and on the worst camp possible, at the fountain. And after that, I think that was just over. But if ThorZaIN had gotten away with it, would have had the expo up, he would have been in a really good spot, I think.
All right, let's see if it works on map 3 after this little break. Time for ThorZaIN to recover. Time for VortiX to lean back and be proud of what he accomplished, because reverse sweep is necessary for the last remaining Swedes. See you in a bit. Back, ladies and gentlemen, once again, quarterfinal time, ThorZaIN versus VortiX. We hyped this up so much this entire day, and it's all so one-sided. We need a reverse sweep. We need more games. I want to spend more time with you guys.
Yeah, this would be pretty crazy, man. This would be the fastest we could have gone through all these series. It was 2-0s and 3-0s. ThorZaIN now needs to dig deep, fight back. And, you know, we've been bringing it up over and over. The Pally rifles, normally his specialty that he's so strong with. But I think Todd hit the nail on the head there earlier. Yeah, he was really strong with that strat. But it seems like it's just so bad against Crypto at expansion. And the worst thing is, it seems like all the good Pally rifle maps are also good Cryptlord maps.
Yeah, because they were kind of in the same way. So it will be interesting if he chooses to go for that. I mean, VortiX did go twice for Death Knight first. Now that he's up 2-0, does that mean that maybe he wants to try something a little different? Oh my god, I'm getting excited. Look at this build. Neo.
Oh, there's nothing. Okay, let's go quickly in it. There's a bumper. We can't skip that, but here we go. Echo Owls. All right. This is the build. There's nothing here for ThorZaIN. And why does it make us so excited, Todd?
Because it's going to be a Paladin build with rifles, I believe, and VortiX. It looks like he's playing standard. He made fast Altar. He didn't go Altar Crypt. So it looks like another quick Death Knights. And ThorZaIN is so damn good with this strategy. He's had some close games with Happy. He's won some maps here and there. He's really figured it out. All of the timings. He gets his Pala to level 3. He gets his Blood Mage second to level 3 very quickly. And by the time Undead as the Dark Ranger as third hero, if the Blood Mage is level 3, you can really drain all of the mana away from the Undead heroes and then just win very important fights. And then he'll know to add Griffins at the right time, and he also expands on tier 2. Like, he's just brilliant with this build. I did a tutorial on it, and then I was amazed at how it works. But it's very hard to do. You almost need to specialize in that build to be really good with it, and that's exactly what ThorZaIN has done, and he's literally the only one.
I totally agree. And what we will see probably in the mid game is not only how good Siphon Mana is, how good of a damage Rifleman can be, how good of a sustain you have with Paladin, but also Banish. Banish saved ThorZaIN so many Riflemen in the games against Happy when he played that build. Last second Banish, then the Fiend and the Lich can't attack anymore, except if you use the spells, but you kind of want them for clutch situations. So let's see how this works out, as VortiX on the other side is once again going standard. ThorZaIN gave an interview on Team Liquid last week and said, that he's a psychiatrist now. So he had a little bit of time to reset his mind once again, to not be under so much stress, and of course his experience as a former StarCraft 2 pro gamer helps him here as well.
Forces are under attack.
It is his build. If anything starts the comeback, then it must be this.
Yeah, absolutely. And here's the thing about this. He takes very fast with that build, despite being a build that's so heavy on woods, so demanding on wood. You need to get the blacksmith. You got so many peasants that are busy building stuff. The rifles also cost wood, as opposed to usually you get footmen. They only cost gold, so you can take way quicker. He's gonna take, I think, right about now here. See, he even cancels the rifle. He was on 27, he cancels that. He wants to take even faster than that, so he's only gonna stay on 2 rifles in the first place. And behind this, usually you creep the small green under that, and then you start heading to 12 o'clock to try and creep that. And VortiX, upon realizing that it's a Pala rifle, he's not even going to try to harass. It's very, very hard to coil anything. If you miss any of them, you're going to start falling super far behind. So he's just going to creep his Death Knights to try and get closer to level 3 as soon as possible.
Yeah, if you do damage now, it's easily out-healed by Holy Light, and you can spam Holy Light a little bit better than you can spam coils, so it's really hard to do anything worthwhile for VortiX. The Acolyte is scouting, he's always confirming what is ThorZaIN doing. But that's over now as well. Paladin has a second spell now and decides to go for Devotion Aura.
And you got a ring again. Of course.
It's your fault, man. It's your fault. We got a DK harassing, which is interesting. He's a little too late for the little Nulk creep, but he can distract a little from the natural expansion.
Yeah. The 2 main creeps that you can do here if you're ThorZaIN is either creeping the Expo or going to 12 o'clock and trying to do that. And I think either is fine, but when there is a Death Knight
A
on
player's
top of you,
forces
you need
are
to
under attack.
proceed very cautiously. And you see, like, these skeletons, they're not going to achieve anything. Like,
Yeah.
against 4 rifles and a paladin that's ready to heal, VortiX is going to struggle a lot. I think he's just sticking around because he doesn't want to let ThorZaIN creep and get level 3. It would be more beneficial for him than if the Death Knight rushed to level 3, I think.
Yeah, I wonder... Does he even know about this build? Because when ThorZaIN was playing this a lot, it was late 2019 and a little bit early 2020. But was VortiX even in the scene? I think he was starting again with the release of Reforged. But especially the 2019 times, I don't think he was around for that.
Yeah. And again, the tech was so fast for ThorZaIN that as soon as... Oh my god, Dark Ranger second.
Whoa!
He's going to try to get on top of these
The player's
rifles and kill a
forces are
bunch
under
and
attack.
get some skeletons, extra skeletons to fight with.
Okay, let's see how that goes. There's the Holy Light. Long range, low mana, low cooldown. And we see the long rifles upgrade prioritized. That's good, so you don't stand in the Fiends. And the second hero of choice, of course, the Blood Mage. Bad thing about Holy Light is, of course, you can't finish creeps with it. So, for contesting this 12 o'clock Ogre Magi, this DK definitely has a better shot.
Yeah. But ThorZaIN is now getting the Blood Mage. That's going to be a giant power spike. He's going to have so much mana to work with. He can replenish his Paladin easily, then start stealing mana away from VortiX. And if you don't have Death Coils anymore, it's going to be a real struggle to keep on fighting here as VortiX, who did start tier 3 pretty fast. He's getting the Slaughterhouse on the other side. I know that ThorZaIN usually likes to go creep his Expo as first camp as soon as the Blood Mage is out, so he might go and do that here.
It's
Or he might choose to contest more 12 o'clock because there's still an
Player's
item.
forces
Yeah,
are under
the big
attack.
consumable, you really want that. It's crazy how the long rifle upgrade is changing this fight. Like, once it was done, ThorZaIN was oozing confidence, apparently, as the range is a little bit higher. So who gets it? It's the DK and the Scroll of the Beast. That can be huge.
Oh, he messes it up a little bit. That's too bad. That could have been, you could have maybe forced the TP if he did that a little better, but yeah, ThorZaIN didn't get too much achieved from that. But look, he built up his peasants counts in the main base, and now he's gonna go for the Expo, and he's already getting +1 armor. ThorZaIN gets
A
a
player's
ton
forces are
of
under
upgrades
attack.
with his style. It's crazy. Like you'll see him go 2-2 very, very fast. And then he'll start Castle Tech when he's on an expansion and go for tier 3 for Griffins and usually mount tanking 3rd with Orb.
That sounds scary, for sure. He built farms all over the place, so he has good eyes on the map. He sees his opponent coming. He can react when he goes to the shop. 2 rings. It is officially the Todd Curse now. Yeah, the problem for VortiX, though, no Lich second. So, yeah, Black Arrow was really good when we saw it the last time. But now, without Nova? Is that the right call still?
Yeah, he's gonna go for it now. Whenever you don't go for Lich as second, you always see it as 3rd. Like in cases, whether there is like a Dark Ranger second, a Naga second, you need a Lich. Nova and Orb are too important. And it's the best hero for that Undead has, so...
So is that the anti-Blood Mage pick by VortiX to just silence whenever they're siphoned?
Yeah, I think silence is pretty important, but I think VortiX was counting
player's
on
forces
Black
are
Arrow
under
to
attack.
help him get 12 o'clock, because if you get a Lich, you have to make her from the altar. There is an actual production time, as opposed to instantly hiring a neutral hero at the tavern. So it's like, well, he's standing here, I'm standing here, I already know it's going to be like the slowest creeping and standoff on the map if I don't do something special. So he grabbed the Dark Ranger, was able to get that. And Dark Ranger is almost 3.
Get some big skeletons then, my man. DK also level 3. Also 2 rings. So instead of the mass claws, we got mass rings here. Blood Mage is level 2. And that is scary as that unlocks Banish.
And here's the thing about this build, you don't go for any Dispel. So skeletons are going to be super scary once they start joining the action here. And I wouldn't be surprised if ThorZaIN teched to tier 3 here in a second, dropped the lumber mill and worked on his wood economy a little bit more with the upgrades. Why did he give the rings to the Blood Mage? Oh, he has 3 of them? Oh my god.
He has 3 of them. He also got a lot of items. Scroll of Protection, Scroll of Healing. So we do have Devotion Aura. We do have Defense upgrades. And we got a Scroll of Protection. And some tanky human units right here.
Yeah. +2 attack about to finish as well. This army is very deceiving, this human army. You see a bunch of rifles, you're like, what is this? Like, I can take this easy, but units are about to be 2-1. He has Devotion level 1, so that's extra armor. And the Blood Mage is so strong on level 3, it's gonna drain all of the mana away from the Dark Ranger, forces her back. Can there be a Holy Light on time? And there's no more silence right now.
Yeah,
26 mana Dark Ranger.
drained her really quick. I think VortiX was banking on the fact a little that there was no reveal, but there absolutely is. Taking out 2 Fiends, and that is a crazy Rifleman snowball. The Paladin still has mana. The Pendant of Energy was certainly a good one. There could be a nuke with Banish and Holy Light, but the TP was a little bit faster. There you see the power of the Holy Light against Fiends, so that's 9 supply wrecked.
And this is why ThorZaIN is a beast with this build. He's practiced it so much, and VortiX is just gonna tap out. Is that enough? He took a bad fight. He didn't really know how to counter that style. ThorZaIN with a map win. Finally, we got ourselves a series.
Exactly. And that was kind of a last-ditch effort. Going back to the build that made him so successful versus Undead. Guess what? It was working. Remo.
Yeah, nice to see the Pally rifles here work out well again, and VortiX getting punished for not playing the Crypt Lord on the strong Crypt Lord map. And yeah, I don't think he was properly prepared. Like, I really didn't like his opening. The weakness of Pally is early game creeping especially. And if you have studied VortiX's replays, you will know that he's going for a fast tech as well. So it's 2 rifleman tech. This is really hard to creep early. Normally, if the DK comes over to harass at the first green camp, there should be no way, 0%, that the first Ogre Warrior goes to the Paladin. If you do it well, you can seal both of these lasses, the Ogre Warrior and the 1 Trapper away, perhaps even all 3 creeps, and the Paladin has a much tougher time. But if he's just left alone, he gets level 2 right away for free with the green camps outside his main, and then he can start building up momentum on the map. If he's not level 2, if he's stuck on level 1, that looks all very, very differently. I kind of like the Dark Ranger. I think the point of her was not really for the late game capability of level 3, but rather for the level 2, the tier 2 momentum, to right away have something on the map to creep. And with that, he got the marketplace. But then he fell back. He fell back to his side of the map. Why? Just go south, take out the merchant as well. You should be able to get that. You have map control, and then maybe even steal the enemy gold mine away. I think creep route was the big mistake here by VortiX. He wasn't properly prepared against this unusual style.
So if you're ThorZaIN now, map is Amazonia. Do you continue?
Do it again. Hell yeah.
Really? Are you sure? I wouldn't. Yeah, I mean, in general,
It's a little harder.
I much rifle Pala myself, but I don't know if this is. I wouldn't say.
The good thing is, this is horrible for Crypt Lord. You know.
Yeah, true. Yeah, if ThorZaIN was to play the rifle style on one base that he did earlier, he got really crushed when he did that. So it's tricky. Can you really tell yourself, okay, like my best build is Pala rifle, I do that every game? I guess because it's a bad Crypt Lord map, but it's a bad Crypt Lord map against Standard. What about Pala rifle here against Crypt Lord on this map? It could be good for VortiX as well.
Alright, guys. We'll see who's right, Remo or Todd. We all got our bets in. And the next map, as we said, Amazonia.
Wait a second. Crypt Graveyard.
What is up?
I'm sorry, that was the...
You got a little bit too excited there, but anyway, let's go. VortiX upper right, ThorZaIN bottom left. This is a Fiend build.
Yeah. We saw Lurber do a very successful quick Fiends into Crypt Lords, and then creeping, and then just sieging the human expansion. But now, there's still a rifle build.
Yeah.
This is mad. Like, when have you ever seen this build against that build on this map? Probably never. Like, this is a once-in-a-lifetime game, I feel like. And I have no idea who this is going to be better for.
I mean, if you go fast fiends, then you can power creep a lot as well. But here you can creep very nicely anyway. So, okay, we got the rifle build against the fiend build. Piercing damage meta.
Is it creep lord? That's the question. It should be. Again, we saw how you're supposed to creep to level 2.5, and then you can start being aggressive. If he faces Pala Rifle, I mean, he is facing Pala Rifle, but when he sees it, would he choose to play more aggressive or creep more? Last game, VortiX looked a little bit lost, to be honest, against that Pala Rifle style. He took a fight at a really bad time and kind of got crushed, and then that was it.
Okay, you're right. Crypt Lord. And just because it's a tiny little possibility, since it's the Crypt Lord in VortiX hands, I want to point out that it might be a tower push.
A tower push? I don't... If there is a tower push, I'll be very shocked.
I know, it sounds crazy, but I've seen this from VortiX from time to time on this map.
That would be crazy.
I don't think it's very likely. I don't think it's a very good idea. I just want to point out that it's a little bit of a possibility.
Are you supposed to double down? You're supposed to say, you know what? That would be crazy. I think he's actually going to do it, Todd. And then if he does it, imagine the respect you're going to put on your name.
Under attack.
Okay.
Step aside, Remo. We got a new analyst at Back to Warcraft.
Oh, better not. Was there a laugh on Remo in the background?
Yeah.
Oh, did I just imagine this in my head? Oh my god.
I would never.
No, of course not. Okay, he keeps the TP, but he's creeping the kobolds first. That's something new.
Yeah, we saw that from Sok, I think it was,
are under attack.
in DreamHack Summer Asia. So he kind of saved the safer camp on his side of the map and went for that first one instead. I'm not sure what's the benefit here, unless he wants to kind of like creep forward and then move out. Maybe go for the other kobold in the center. I mean, he's going to have a lot of skeletons and beetles. You get some very decent items out of these a good amount of the time.
Yeah, I mean, can you even contest that as a human with a couple of rifles against beetles, 2 fiends, and Crypt level 2? He's gonna see it now, but what can he do about it?
A player's
Yeah,
forces are
pretty
under
tough.
attack.
There is Impale, remember, as well.
Yeah. ThorZaIN in general had no scout out, right? Like, he had no idea. There's the Impale. No surround attempt, only now on the Rifleman. There was Holy Light, and there is a little bit of damage lining up. Is the Holy Light spam enough? So far it is. Good block by VortiX, though.
Oh, the rifle. Save Private Ryan. Oh, the hammer was up. He was about to heal it. And that goes down. That's a very big deal. If he had saved that, I would have said this was okay for ThorZaIN, but now, definitely a big loss. He breaks out again.
So close. It's about every little split second here. That could have been the surround. And maybe the TP. Yeah, he's kind of stopping the snowball of the rifles with that one kill. He's got to be careful about that fiend in the north. Who's going to get the Taskmaster?
ThorZaIN got it. Oh my god, he's so much closer to level 3 now. He could do the Murloc with just Militia and get level 3, I think. But then, okay, then again, he don't have that much wood. Because he doesn't have a ton of peasants on wood.
That last hit was so big.
He can steal the camps of VortiX. Oh my god, no way. He's gonna be like, hey, thanks for saving this for me. No.
Wow. Okay.
Player's forces are under
Lab
attack.
creep at the same time as the beautiful, beautiful rogue.
A town is under siege.
And VortiX has no idea either. He pulled all the way back. He's doing like the top one. Obviously, it's the more important one because of that wizard. But Pala is level 3. Are you kidding me? There's no card. There's even a fiend very low on hit points.
Will he snipe this? Yeah, right. It's an invitation. Boom, gone. And it's a lot about creep jacks here in this series. ThorZaIN still so much mana for Rifleman. He's kind of fighting in this undead base.
No way.
I
think he's gonna steal the renegades. There is one impale. He uses it. Oh, he makes sure that he gets that. So he gets a ring. One of the few cases where you're happy when you get a ring as well. Look at how tanky that bad boy is gonna be.
Yeah,
there's still 2 Holy Lights level 2.
He's going for the Crypt Lord right away. He wants his TP gone. He gets it. I thought it's a little ill-advised to go for the Crypt Lord because he has, like, what is it? 9 armor?
Yeah, but he can only light him twice. Or even just once would be enough if he puts him low enough. So VortiX realized that and he was like, okay, oh, this is not a fight I can win Creep Lord is missing 1 experience to be level 3.
That's so big.
Beatles level 2 would be amazing against rifles, and he doesn't have that. 1 experience, yeah.
Blood Mage is coming. There's some more Holy Light. The Fiends can focus whatever. There's Devotion Aura. These Riflemen are kind of protected. He's gotta be careful. The Blood Mage is coming.
ThorZaIN, you can empty the mana pool here, because you're gonna replenish all of it when Blood Mage gets there anyway. And that's why he's fighting. He knows he's gonna have so much more mana to work with. Creep Lord going low. Oh my god. Gets another Fiend. Blood Mage is coming in. Some rifles are very low. So one of those is gonna go down. He could call the other one. Oh, but he does not.
The Doctor is picking up pace, dudes.
This is crazy. Like, his micro is so clean with this. He always prioritizes the right targets, whatever's at the front, the Fiends. Good movement as well. Sometimes he does like moving shots. He shoots, move forward, shoots again. Usually this is a camp here that you would creep with only Blood Mage. But it's a pretty tough camp. I think you might have to keep the Pala around here and use some more heals to make sure he doesn't lose too much. Because those peasants, militia rather, are going to take a lot of damage.
Oh, Holy Light is always there. So, what is VortiX plan B now? Clearly the early game didn't go the way he wanted it to. A lot of creeps got stolen. He got level 3 very, very late. Can VortiX still go for these crazy fights?
He's got Beatles level 2 now, so he's very confident. This is a good power spike for him, but that Blood Mage is going to be a pain to deal with. He's just going to keep on leeching mana away all the time. Creep Lord's already out of mana, so it's really about that Death Knight. Nice mana pool you got there. Would be a shame if something were to happen to it.
Okay, the big one goes to VortiX. DK got level 2 nonetheless, makes it of course easier trying to aim for this Paladin. He got a lot of stuff to surround with. Blood Mage is squishy, but there's almost nothing to nuke with, and the second he got the Siphon ready and the DK is in range, he's going for it.
And VortiX right now is thinking, I can't kill a damn unit to this guy.
Yeah. And that was fights without banish. Now he got banished. And ThorZaIN's Expo is almost up. Going for a Lumber Mill. He could go for a Shredder if he wants to.
So much saving potential with Banish, and he also can increase the rate at which he can drain mana with the Siphon. Wait, what? No. He's gonna start the Granites.
Okay. VortiX knows everything. Thanks to
he has a
this.
sentry ward.
Yep, exactly.
Under siege.
And he's choosing to attack this expansion. He doesn't want to let this snowball. Tower is already down. ThorZaIN pulls back. There is Impale, of course. Siphon against the DK, but only for a short while. VortiX very, very good at moving out of range, and that exposes the Blood Mage a little bit. Needs to decide what to Holy Light. Goes for the Paladin. That was good damage on the Blood Mage.
Again, not much being killed here. What? Maybe like one peasant? I see only one body down there. So a lot of beetles and skeletons were killed. It's kind of sad for ThorZaIN that he didn't click on inventory earlier, because you would have realized there was sentry wards.
Yeah.
And that one of those would be on the right side. And that's why he got attacked now. But regardless of that, he has Expo already set up. The pressure is on VortiX to make something happen now. And ThorZaIN, like I said, he always goes for a ton of upgrades. He's already 1-1. Wouldn't be surprised if he started +2 here momentarily.
Probably waiting for a little lumber and then let's go.
Forces
Crypt Lord, speaking of let's go, grabbed some beetles, needs more corpses, and also needs a little more mana. There's the new summon ready. Arcane, not so much. DK is coming in as well. How much damage can he do? This won't break ThorZaIN's neck. He really wants this level 3 Blood Mage. Trying to defend with 2 rifles and the Pally alone.
Yeah, and look at the... There was a... Wait. Something brought double mana potion, I guess. Oh, the Death Knight. The Death Knight went home and he brought double mana potion. So it kind of looks like VortiX might want to do a giant attack with double mana potion and just spam those impales, because even though he would get siphoned, any mana potion means that he gets an impale instantly after, at least.
Lich is out, brings the orb. We got obsidian statues. We don't have destroyers yet, which might also be a little ill-advised against all these riflemen with the long range. Got heal scrolls, got invul, and the Murlocs give ThorZaIN exactly level 3.
Yeah, and now that's the part where he's really comfortable playing. Look at this. Siphon is going to take mana so fast away from that Lich. He's waiting. Oh, he has no Holy Light, actually. He hasn't given mana yet to the Pala. He needs to do that now.
Okay, he's not 100% prepared, but siphoning mana back to allied heroes even faster. Nova, heal scroll. Where's the Oh no, Impale, the Blood Mage is gone! There was a big invul on the Paladin, but was no time.
Yeah, this is really bad here. You can't be losing your Blood Mage like this. I wouldn't be surprised if he went for an instant revive. He hasn't restarted there. There it is. Center rifle to the center. He's coming back in, and the good thing is that Siphon is only 10 mana, so Blood Mage already has that. He needs to start siphoning away, especially that Creep Lord in particular with Impale is so dangerous.
Oh, here we go again. Impale, focus, right clicks. Where's the Holy Light? Oh no! The Invul Potion, he wanted to transfer it, didn't get it in time. It's a double kill on the Blood Mage, a dieback. And now what?
He has to instant revive again. He's sending the same rifle to the tavern to instant revive one more time. ThorZaIN caught completely off guard here. Didn't realize he was lacking mana on the Pala because he had been defending against the initial Crypt Lord at the expansion. And he's paying the price for it right now.
Too greedy.
Siphon available.
Siphon here, what's the nuke? Here comes the Nova, here comes the Invul. This time it's in time. And there's no mana anymore. Oh, is there? Nova is ready. He needs to siphon the Lich. He does it, but the Invul Potion is about to be over. Paladins are falling. Is ThorZaIN falling is the question. The big hammer to the Fiend's head. Here's the Holy Light. Blood Mage safe. Can he turn it around?
Yeah, all of the undead heroes are out of mana, which means that ThorZaIN is out of mana because he's using everybody's mana pool as his own to have fun with. There is no Holy Light. Blood Mage being targeted. He needs to fall back.
DK!
Oh my god, with the Holy Light instead of using that defensively. And ThorZaIN might have to town portal to his expo. An instant revive from VortiX.
Absolute crazy hero action here on Amazonia. ThorZaIN was dead like 3 times. But you know the doctor he is. Just revive, revive, revive. And he was saving Private Ryan this time. He got the Lich locked in. Can he TP out? There's no TP. There's nothing to save him. This Lich is gone. Gotta be careful about that Blood Mage once again. Is there Holy Light? Yes, of course there is.
And CPR here that he's given himself. I don't even know. He gave himself an adrenaline shot here in that fight after it was looking really bad.
2 times. 2, 3
Blood Mage
times.
has a lot of mana now. He can transfer that to the Paladin. The fight will continue. Lich is already low. And there is never any death call because he's siphoning mana perfectly from his opponent at all times.
Players' forces are under attack.
This is so crazy. Now the micro of ThorZaIN is on point. Now the skills are there. Frost armor, how long will that protect the Lich? Answer is it won't. Level 5 on the Paladin. 47 supply against 42. ThorZaIN has the expansion in the back and ThorZaIN ties the series up.
Pretty sick, dude. ThorZaIN keeps his dreams alive with his strat, the Pally rifles, which he is so good at. And VortiX still doesn't seem to be ready. He tried the Crypt Lord Fiends. It didn't look good. But also, maybe he didn't play it right. Like, if you play Crypt Lord Fiends, shouldn't you at all cost rush the level 3 Crypt Lord and then make use of that strength? That's not what he did. He contested in the middle of the map earlier. Well, by the way, ThorZaIN messed up pretty bad. He lost the first rifle right there, very unnecessarily, but still fought his way back. And he lost the Blood Mage twice. That was also not the best execution. Honestly, there were a few flaws in ThorZaIN's execution there. But overall, the Siphon and the rifle still make it work. And that finally brings us to a full series and to one last map.
Thought you were talking about the adrenaline shot. I definitely got one as well. Finally full distance. Happy's opponent will be determined on Last Refuge. And before that, we all calm down for a second. Or build even more hype. Chuck another monster energy can. And then let's conclude this quarterfinal. See you in a bit. Boys, it's been a long day. We started at around noon, and now we're about to finish this one. Happy, he just dragged Esl. That was a quick 3-0, and we thought, oh, this goes all the way. There's going to be 3-0, 3-0, a day full of sweeps. But the Swede prevented the sweep, and now we go full distance. Looking for
Heyo! Can the Swede make it through in the end with the reverse sweep? Oh my god, we're back to sweeps, potentially. Pally Rifles, is that the answer? And VortiX, does he finally have an answer of his own? We've talked about it before. Cryptlord fast expansion can be very good against that. VortiX hasn't shown it yet once. But this map now, Last Refuge, is pretty good for it.
And there's that mind game. What if he does that, but then ThorZaIN plays standard? Of course, ThorZaIN would be in his comfort zone playing against the standard Cryptlord cool expo, but there's so many risks. It's almost like, a bit of a rock, paper, scissor, where you have to make the decision with everything on the line here, riding on that final map for a spot in the semifinals.
Speaking of the final map, we're loading in. All right, in the bottom left, we haven't done this all serious, it feels. 2-0 lead, now losing 2 maps in a row. Reverse sweep or not, he's playing against it, the ESL Spain champion for KPI Gaming. It's VortiX. And in the upper right, in the north, fittingly, the Swede, that's the reason why no one at the Swedish lands is playing FFA anymore, because he wins them all. It's ThorZaIN.
The pride of Sweden. And definitely one of the best representatives of Sweden, I think, of all time across all esports. A great player in Warcraft 3 and in StarCraft 2 as well. Just really an RTS prodigy at this point. Has his unique style and is so good with that Pala rifle style, and that's why he's gonna go back to it here in that map number 5, is because he's done so well in those fights. He's probably like, God, like, it looks like VortiX maybe hasn't played that much against this style and doesn't know how to counter nearly as well as guys like Happy, so I should just keep going. But VortiX this time is doing the textbook counter to Pala rifle. He's opening ghouls with the Creep Lords, with which he's supposed to expand pretty quickly. Starts the 3rd ghoul here, and usually if you can power up your Cryptlord to level 3 very quickly, Beetles level 2 do very well against the Pala rifle build. My question is, would VortiX try a 1-base all-in against that, with Blood Mage second again? Maybe even a proxy workshop, like we've seen him do that many, many times. He's very capable of going for the all-out aggression, and an Arabian Tower against rifles, like, would that actually do really well? I think everybody that I've seen play Pala rifle against Cryptlord Expo, they've tried to expand quickly. So maybe ThorZaIN has already some sort of counter in mind. I mean, he's supposed to be the 400 IQ human player.
Yeah, he couldn't bank on the fact that it's no Cryptlord play, or that it's a Cryptlord Fiend opener. He must have at least calculated in that it's that VortiX is playing standard, right? So he must have answers against standard. Once again, he's not scouting, and for the first time, yeah, you're right, we have the school opening, we have the double ziggurat, we have the fast expansion, and with this rifle build, there's absolutely no chance to punish this early.
He might scout after he starts tier 2. I think he has to start tier 2 no matter what here.
Yeah.
And usually he scouts shortly after. But in the previous games, he definitely skipped that scout a little bit. But yeah, first here in its woods, there it is. He's gonna go for that scout, and he's gonna know immediately that there is the expansion. So then, what does he choose to do against this? He's already going for tech. Does he maybe wait for Blood Mage to be out and then pressure a lot? The option of a proxy workshop is also very, very strong. Imagine, like, you're forcing fight with better units, like you got a lot of rifles with devotion, with damage, and then you get mortars to siege the towers. Maybe it depends on the amount of towers there are as well, like how he pushes.
Yeah, how much time does VortiX have? It's not too much. I think it's smart that he opens up the mercenary camp. So if he's getting sieged again, not only does he get reinforcements from his main, but also from the mercenary.
A player's forces are
Scourge Bone Shine for VortiX is going to be amazing on these goals here.
Wow.
Especially with all the fighting we anticipate is going to take place. Ring of Protection. It's been a bit of a habit in this series for ThorZaIN to pick those up. Cloak of Shadow as well. Little bit of extra protection. Oh, he was trying to pull the mercenary camp, but failed, actually. That's kind of bad.
Maybe showing the nerves a little. It's a long, long series by now.
He gets mercenaries. Wait, what? In Undead Mirror,
Players' forces are under attack.
whoever plays Fiends and Death Knight gets a Dark Ranger second and Sieges.
Yeah.
Any chance we see like a neutral second hero? Maybe an Aga here for a big push on the Expo. There is only one European tower.
Oh, that's not a bad idea. And that would be something like 400 IQ ThorZaIN style that I could definitely see.
And the thing is, by going for mercenaries, at first I was like, why is he doing that camp? He has the Forest Troll Shadow Priest, so he already has access to Dispel.
Yeah.
Whereas he really shouldn't. I mean, he's playing Rifle Pala. Usually you don't even go Sanctum behind this. And like now, in 65 seconds, he'll have a second Forest Troll Shadow Priest.
But there's a big rat mass clashing with the Pally rifle style now. We got the Dispel. We also get an Impale. Ooh, that's a quick surround on this Berserker. Can he close it? Oh, he can Holy Light it, but for how long? It takes like 2.5 volleys and it's toast. And this Paladin is getting surrounded. This was exactly what happened to Neutron.
And this is why it's so hard to play Pala Rifle against this. Look at those Beetles. They're ready for war. He lost his Forest Troll Shadow Priest before he casted even a single Abolish. It's so bad for ThorZaIN now. He's lost super important units. He goes for Blood Mage seconds. And he's really been set back here by this attack and how quickly it came and just losing the first few units before he even could get in position to do anything.
Okay. ThorZaIN definitely doesn't have the quantity. He might have the quality. Is it long rifles already? Not yet. That will help, of course, a lot. No mana already. What a difference a build can make.
Oh my god, he gets a workshop. But in his main base, not proxied. So mortars are going to take longer to get across the map. And there is a beetle, a single beetle inside of the main of VortiX.
Ooh,
I don't think he can see that far, but if he realizes that there is a workshop, VortiX should know that all he has to do is get a ton of units out. I mean, that might be the plan anyway. He's going into 3 crypts. Oh my god. Is he going to go gargoyles? That would be really good against this.
I mean, against rifles, not too much.
Yeah, but the counter-attack potential, the mobility, he can just spam a lot of towers, repair.
Distraction, let the expansion pay off. And against gargoyles, it should be impossible for ThorZaIN to counter-expand. He's trying to break this again. How many peasants will fall? He's draining the entire mana of the Crypt Lord, so no new summon of beetles. But yeah, the aura. The aura is so good.
Yeah, this beetle is gonna go to war here.
But ThorZaIN is taking them out rather quickly. Damage is still good. That was, of course, echo damage done while VortiX is mining constantly.
And ThorZaIN's hand is face up here. It's so obvious what he's doing. We had a mana potion from VortiX. He needs to start spamming those mana potions, buy more and more. He's already got the second one, you see. He wants to start summoning beetles in advance and be ready to receive this attack here of his opponent. But he went for a lot of ghouls, actually. Despite having 3 crypts, he didn't quite go into gargoyles. So he's like, well, this is just going to be a super strong one base. It might just be better off just getting mass ghouls overall.
Can you ignore Banish and go for Flame Strike against this?
No. I don't think that would be a good idea. Wait, why is he buying all the mercenaries? What is this?
That's a lot of mercenaries.
I think he just wants to counterplay. The plan is probably to buy a town portal at the shop, but then he's gonna run into his opponent here.
VortiX was so sure that ThorZaIN is expanding on the early stage of tier 2. All the ghouls, look at them, that's like 12 ghouls. We take the fight, and that's a sandwich. Oh my god, that's a lot of stuff collapsing on this human army.
Yeah, ThorZaIN could be trapped here. He might have to town portal in a second. Rifles are gonna die very fast. The creeps are attacking ThorZaIN as well. Mud Golem is gonna fall very quickly. Goodbye, Muddy. But he's chasing those rifles very nicely. Again, there is not enough dispel. That one single Forest Troll Shadow Priest goes down to a Death Coil. There's still so many ghouls left over. He uses the mana potion. That's another big impale. Rifles are falling left and right.
Yeah, now comes the Banish. Not going Flame Strike. He wants to save these rifles. Multi-team is in, but it's gonna be taken out super quickly. Blood Mage exposes himself, wiggles out somehow, and ThorZaIN kites back with limited forces. 43 rifles are about to fall, but there's always Holy Light, and we come again to a point in this fight where the Undead has no mana.
Yeah, and that Scourge Bone Shine was so perfect an item here for him to have with all of these ghouls getting on top of the mortars now. They feel completely useless. He doesn't even have the army to defeat his opponents, so sieging should be out of the window as an option.
Okay. Still no tier 3. Thanks to the mercenary, the tier 3 was delayed, and so is the Lich, and so is the Orb. But VortiX, man, he can't, and he's just killing a lot of rifles. How much bandage is there still? He needs more. Siphons first, Holy Light. And the number for VortiX, I mean, it kind of stays the same. Now the town portal that he was delaying for such a long time.
Yeah, one mortar TP'd with no hit points. He sold the Cloak of Shadows for some reason, so he couldn't actually hide here in that fight. ThorZaIN on 46 supply. VortiX has had expansion running for a very long time. He's getting closer and closer to Black Citadel. And I'm pretty sure that the goal here is going to be to get Frenzy Ghoul and end this game with much more supply than his opponents. I mean, look at the supply already. 55 against 46. That gap is only going to get bigger as time passes by.
We saw the gold graph. It just goes one way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 new ghouls. Paladin is hurt. No TP. Blood Mage not level 3. He wants to siege this, but I wonder how long that goes. Well, the Blood Mage is immediately surrounded. It's locked in. ThorZaIN, are you about to tap out here? The Paladin is in trouble. Gets out of that Impale. Might need an Imbo Potion soon. Needs the Holy Light here as well. If there's a nuke, Paladin is dead. Oh my, just keeps the surround closed. The Blood Mage has absolutely no chance. He banishes himself. Oh, VortiX opens up the surround.
Pala is solo. He can't go for the Pala. He has a mana potion cooldown. Just finished. He's gonna go for it. Pala is gonna get surrounded. And can he banish it? Can he save it?
For now. But again, surround locked in. Oh, Siphon. But he can't Holy Light himself. The potion is gone. The Blood Mage is about to fall as well. Everything is dead. VortiX, top 4 Europe.